The Mysterious Letter. Back in the tranquil African village of Umuchukwu, where the morning rooster's crow signaled the start of another simple day, the ability to read and write was a rare and treasured skill. Among the villagers, Okoro, a young man with a kind heart and sharp mind, was one of the few who had mastered this art. Okoro was known for helping the community by reading letters from distant relatives or writing heartfelt messages for those who had loved ones in the bustling cities. A small wooden bench in front of his hut served as his office, and a simple wooden box housed his prized possessions: pen, ink, and paper. One cool evening, as the sun dipped behind the palm trees and the village was bathed in a golden hue, Okoro was visited by an elderly woman named Nnenna. Her frail body told a story of hardship, but her eyes were filled with determination. She clutched a small cloth bag and leaned on a walking stick as she made her way to Okoro's bench. "Okoro, my son," Nnenna began, her voice trembling with age, "I need your help. I want you to write a letter to my son in the city. It has been so long since I heard from him." Okoro nodded respectfully. "Of course, Mama Nnenna. Sit down and I will write everything you want to say." Nnenna settled herself on the bench and Okoro brought out his paper and pen. "What would you like me to write?" he asked, ready to begin. The old woman closed her eyes, her lips quivering. Then she let out a deep, resonant sound. "Hum, that." Okoro paused, his pen hovering over the paper. He waited, expecting her to continue, but Nnenna remained silent. "Mama, is there more you'd like me to write?" he asked gently. "Hum," she repeated, her voice heavy with emotion. Confused, Okoro put down his pen. "Mama, what do you mean? What should I write? What message should I send to your son?" Nnenna opened her eyes, tears welling up in them. "That is all I want to say, my son." "Hum. He will understand." Okoro was dumbfounded. How could a sound, a wordless expression, be the entirety of her message? He scratched his head and tried to reason with her. "Mama, wouldn't you like to tell him something more? Maybe ask how he's doing? Or remind him of something from home?" But Nnenna shook her head. "No, my son. Just write, that. My heart is too heavy to say more. If he is still my child, if he remembers where he comes from, he will know what it means." Okoro sighed. He didn't know how to put a sound into written words, nor could he comprehend how such a message could convey anything meaningful. After a moment of silence, he gently closed his pen and folded the paper. "Mama, I cannot write a sound," he said, his voice tinged with regret. Nnenna nodded slowly. "Then perhaps I will walk to the city myself and let him hear it from my lips." She got up with a heavy sigh, leaning on her stick, and began her slow journey back home. Days turned into weeks, and the peculiar incident with Mama Nnenna stayed in Okoro's mind. He spoke of it to no one, but it gnawed at him. He wondered what her son would have thought if he had received the letter. Months later, Okoro heard from a trader that Mama Nnenna had indeed traveled to the city. She had found her son living in a crowded neighborhood, far removed from the comforts of their village. The sound she made, hum, had been a call of longing, grief, and love, a sound that only a mother's heart could produce. Upon hearing it, her son had fallen to his knees, overcome with emotion. He realized how much he had neglected his mother and vowed to care for her from that day forward. Okoro never saw Nnenna again, but he carried the lesson she had taught him in his heart. Moral of the story: words are powerful, but not all communication comes in the form of speech or writing. Sometimes, the deepest emotions are expressed in ways that transcend language. Understanding comes not from the ears but from the heart. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Eastern Tales with Uncle CHUK'MA now for more stories. Do not forget to drop a comment, like and share.